I was contemplating and going over what this year was like for me. And a lot of people don't even realize that even though I get on this live stream and I have great motivation and I got a good spirit and I'm generally on top of things 9.9 times out of 10. Um, Shout out to my dog Motivation in there. I go through things too. And I was saying to myself, man, have I taken a step backwards this year? Because I do a self check every month and I go through this list of things that I've wanted to accomplish throughout the year. And although you may accomplish a lot of things in this space, you may have taken a step back in this space. So, for example, I was going over and I was looking at the property because the framers are there today. And so they working and all of that stuff. But I wanted to have one of the properties that I was developing to be finished this year. And so I know that it won't be finished until the spring, technically, late winter, early spring. And then I was going through and I was trying to put a deal together in order to get this commercial property purchase cash. And it's a lot. It's a lot going back and forth, negotiating. And, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done before I leave to go to Miami and stuff. And so a lot of the different goals and stuff that I wanted to accomplish, as well as the personal goals, right? I didn't hit some of the milestones that I wanted to hit, but I made some progress. And then I felt like I was going backwards a little bit. And so it was a little bit disappointing because even though I did really well financially and stuff like that, I don't feel as though I did as well as I could have been. I think that if I'd have been even more focused, and I know that I'm really, really focused and I work really, really hard, I felt like I could have done more. And so I was a little bit distraught as I was driving in today because I was trying to anticipate and put together over the weekend the things that I wanted to accomplish going into 2024. So let me just help y'all to understand that when we do this Millionaire Morning Show, you are not alone, okay? Every single person on the face of this earth, I don't care if they're a movie star, a basketball star, whatever, all of these people, myself included, go through things. You are not by yourself. When you see me get on here and I exude so much confidence and everything like that, it's because I'm confident in where it is that I'm going, not necessarily what it was that I endured through. The things that I endured through is what gives me so much confidence going forward into where it is and I'm looking to go. You know what I'm saying? So, when y'all go over here and y'all say, don't sit here and tell me that you feel defeated. Use the things that you've been through as a trampoline or a learning experience so that you can go forward and be successful. Let me tell you something. I've been through some things in my life. The thing that they criticized me the most for wasn't even a failure on an optics level, like visibility. The thing that I catch the most, and I love being transparent because, again, we are family. Regardless of whoever the casual watchers are and stuff like that, the people, you, me, the people that tune in every day, even if you're not a bag chaser, and I encourage you to become a bag chaser because I got some great things lined up for 2024. The thing that I get criticized the most as far as from a business perspective is the fact that, my restaurant, they criticize me even though I put in all of my own money. It took me $114,000 of my own money to build it from scratch. But what they don't tell you or what you don't know in the context behind it is that the reason that I was building the restaurant in the first place was a vehicle to help retire my father. And so he was basically going to move on from being the maintenance guy over at the facility that I was living at over into actually running his own thing. And then we were going to expand it and he was kind of just going to oversee it. And that was going to be his retirement gift for me, right? And in the time that I was building that restaurant in 2017, we were out celebrating because we had just hit a milestone and everything was going swimmingly well. And we had all of the stuff on deck. And I went to work. It was 2017, right? And I was working at the bank Man, I was doing really well and everything was going great. Me and my father had this solid, great relationship. And I went to work and I talked to him that morning, and we talked for 2.5 hours. And then 3 hours later, I got a phone call from the police, and it was like, yo, you got to come back to the house. So I went back to the house, and they got me off of work, and I kind of had an idea what was going on, but I didn't know who it was as it was related to. And they told me, they said, listen, your father got into an accident and he gone. Your father got into an accident and he's gone. And we were in the middle of building this thing. And the reason why I was so adamant about finishing it was because it was symbolic to me. It wasn't about the restaurant, because again, it wasn't for me. It was about what it was that it represented. And so it seems as though right there, in my best friend, he was my best friend, the person that had basically guided me through every aspect of my life. And so in the middle of us building that thing from scratch, we had bought the space, transferred it over from a cash advance space, and we had been putting this thing together, right? And so in the middle of building it, he was there that day, he was gone the next day. And this is in 2017, right? And it seems like every single possible thing that went wrong right after that. Battling with inspectors, trying to get stuff done. I had to soldier through. I had no time to be able to grieve. Then I got hit with the idea that my father had all of these taxes that he had, back taxes. And so I didn't want my mother to be settled with that. And so then I had to take care of my mother, and then, so many different things. And then in the middle of that, my Rita's grandmother passed away. So she's grieving. And then it was so many other things, and people were interdependent on us and all of this stuff, right? And it seemed as though in the middle of all of the things that I thought that God had told me that I was destined to do and achieve, that I was just going to completely fall apart mentally because I had so many things on my plate. But then I remembered all of the things that my father taught me. I remembered the things that I went through in 2008 going broke. I remembered all of the things in the past that propelled me, that I had overcame, and the problems and the trouble. And then all of a sudden, it just didn't seem that bad no more, because in my mind, what more could you do to me? If this was a test, then you was just going to have to hit me with a better punch than that. If the devil was walking to and from through the earth, and then he had a conversation with God, and he said, listen, I know that you think that guy is serving you over there, but he'll curse you if I touch his family, if I touch his finances, if I touch his businesses, if I take away his wife's mother or his wife's grandmother or his father, or I saddle them with financial issues that ain't even related to him. And then I have this person mess up on his stuff, and he was an authorized user and he went ahead and finessed him, or this person stole his identity and all of this other type of stuff. I'm telling you, if there was anything that could have happened at that particular time, it was that. And it was like one day I woke up and I just remembered who I was, and it was no longer endurance. It was more or less an opportunity for me to prove myself. Because let me tell you something, no matter what you going through at that particular time, it's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. It's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Always. And all you got to do is endure. What you think that you're going to be in this situation forever? Don't let a temporary circumstance determine what your lifestyle is going to be for the rest of your life. We all go through things. Trust me, I'm telling you. Every last person on this earth, I don't care how much they exude confidence, I don't care how much money that they got, they all go through things. All of them. You, me, but life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. That's what my father used to tell me all the time. 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. If you're sitting here and you telling me that you're not going to be able to endure through it, I'm going to tell you that you're a liar. You a liar. And it's like the minute that I changed my attitude towards my circumstances, everything switched off for me. And it wasn't that my circumstances really changed. It was the way that I approached my circumstances then yielded better results. I started moving in a more positive way. Anything that anybody has, I'm going to be honest with you. One of the things that I had to do is I had to remove myself around people that kept telling me that it was okay to be able to fail. Oh, it's okay. It happens to everybody. Not to me. Not to me. I went through it so that I can get to it. It's not okay for me. Yeah, I may have some setbacks, but I'm definitely going to win the war. Listen, the battle might have been a little bit tumultuous, but I guarantee you I'm going to win the war. I'm destined to do it. It's not even a choice. I don't have a choice. And then I had to realize, man, what are you sitting here grieving your father for? He taught you everything. Y'all had a great relationship. You have no regrets with regards to how it is that your relationship was. Nothing. Y'all was in a great space. Y'all spent the last 4 years of your life talking on the phone and visiting each other and talking and having long conversations, sometimes way more than the person that I was laying next to every day. Talked on the phone for 4 hours a day, in between every single break. Everything. He not here no more. He up here in heaven. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest men that I've ever seen in my entire life. He ain't suffering on this earth. We the ones that's still down here. So now we have a task to fulfill. And then it didn't become about money anymore. It was more about a sense of purpose, because I then remembered all of the things that I was taught when I was reading my scriptures. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. Then we started to really, really take off. Then we started to really, really become successful. Then we had all of the successes. That's when I determined that I was going ahead and retire in 2019. And then God was telling me, like, nah, you got more work to do. Let's get busy. You're not retiring at 37 years old. You got a lot of things to do. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's be successful. Oh, you going to go through it. What, you think that you ain't going to have no more obstacles? You ain't going to have no more things that coming in your life? You ain't going to have no people that doubt you? You ain't going to have no problems? Every single video that I drop, I go in and I give a quick look at the comments. And you know what I see? I dropped a video on Friday, Saturday, and I broke down and I was showing people, hey, this is what's happening with regard to the property that I'm building. And this is the new car that I got and the new Bronco and all of this other type of stuff. And you know what I seen inside of the comments? Oh, he only saying that because he in Detroit. Oh, he only doing this. Oh, he don't know what he doing. It's going to be doubters no matter how many receipts that you show, no matter how successful that you become, no matter what you overcome, no matter how far you get in life, it's always going to be a group of people that doubt you. You going to let them determine what your success is going to be, or you going to determine what it is that your success is going to be based off of what it is that you're supposed to do. I know that the culture that I'm in, is going to yield people that want to see me fail. There are more people that look like me than people that don't look like me, that come from where I come from, that watch me every day so that they can figure out and see where my failures is going to be. I know that it's existing. I know where they live. I know what is going to happen. I see it. It's already predicted that it's going to happen. You think I don't see the comments or the people that send me DMs or the people that reach out to my wife and the women that say that they can't wait for me to get divorced? You think I don't see people waiting for me to fail? They can't wait for me to be able to get some problems or some troubles. You think I don't know that that's coming? You think that your life is going to be the culmination of you just being and living a soft life like you some feminine woman? Man, you a soldier. You a soldier. We out here to kill, steal, and destroy. And when I say kill, steal, and destroy, I'm talking about of everything that is not of us, anybody that is standing in our way. We are not here to turn the other cheek. We are here to destroy the enemy. Destroy them, put our foot on them. Listen, just because I don't say nothing don't mean that I'm not paying attention. And I am very, very, very sure of what it is that I'm going to do to you when I get to a certain level. I just ain't made time for you yet because I ain't got time for you. I'm so busy being selfish on what it is that I need to do in order to develop myself so that when I destroy you utterly. I didn't forget you. I promise you. Listen, I don't have to say your names. Remember this. I have not forgotten about you. I am negatively motivated, but positively gonna get to you. I promise you. And my best way to get back at you is to continue to be great. While you niggas is out there going homeless, we over here building homes. While you was out there going homeless, we gonna continue to build homes. No financing, no none of that. We gonna run it up all day, every day, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And when I get to you, when I finish you off, it's gonna be for once and for all. When I finally get to you, it's gonna be over. I have a list of every single person that continues to get in my way. I will destroy. I am going to get to you. I promise you, I have not forgotten about you. I pray to God to not let a day go by without me remembering what it is that people said so that I can continue to stay motivated, because sometimes I get a little bit bored with my own success. Trust me, you are going to get to the other side. You're going to be successful. It's not going to be people that stop doubting you. It's going to be that. I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. You are not forsaken. Anytime that I decide that I wanted to destroy you, I promise you I'm going to get to you. Listen. One of my favorite movies is Heat with Al Pacino. One of my favorite movies is Heat. And the one thing that really bothered me about that movie was the ending, is that, you know, they always said that he was always going to come back and get to that person. He don't forget. He got to make sure he tie up every single loose end before he go on vacation. The difference between me and him, the thing that I don't identify with that movie is that I don't plan on going on vacation. To the day that I pass, I am going to be fervent, I'm going to be fruitful, and I am going to work. And so I'm going to take my crown once I pass away. But I promise you, I pray to God that he does not let me have any loose end that is not tied up, to leave everything on the flow. Everything on the flow. I wouldn't even want to be my enemy, because I'm a different type of enemy. Not overt, covert. It's a little different. So listen, for all of you that feel defeated or deflated, that's cool. Go through it right now. But when you wake up in the morning or you get off this live stream, make sure that you girded up, you ready to work, you ready to get to it, because it's going to be better on the other side. Stop wallowing and give the same amount of energy to your successes as you do to your failures. You did not hear this message by happenstance. This is for you.